What is up, guys? Welcome back to Overspray. In today's video, it's just gonna be a real quick video, just a little bit of prep work and kind of giving you guys an update how far along I have gotten on the Civic, which is really not that far. Alrighty, so in my last video you guys saw that I was getting the paint rack ready to hold up the doors, and I've been doing a little bit of prep work here and there on this door, and I'm just about ready for paint. I did find a couple of small defects here in the center. I did like what's called a wet check. So I go ahead and wet the whole panel down, and then I look at it from the side and see if there's any remaining bodywork that needs to be addressed. So I did end up seeing some very small dents here in the center, so I'm actually going to be glazing those. They're very, very minor, but I just want this door to be flat, you know what I mean? And of course, off camera, I went ahead and pulled off the passenger side door, as you guys can tell right there. So got the whole panel and everything off, so I'm gonna be getting ready to not in this video, but I'm gonna be getting ready to do the prep work on this door as well. Like I said, I do have to glaze a couple parts, a couple spots here and there, but overall this is going to be the setup. So how I'm gonna have this thing set up is obviously just the way it is right now. So you could see that it holds the door, I would say it's about chest level where the door is at right now, and you could see how I'm having it held up. So I'm holding it with these very large, I guess you could say D-rings, I believe that's what they're called, and it's holding this up here from this hole. And then here on this side, I couldn't find a spot, so what I did is it's got these little holes for like a one of the moldings, I guess, or that little cover that goes here. So I just utilized the hole on this one and then got a self-tapping screw, as you can see in there, and then went ahead and grabbed one of those flat stock bars that I had from Lowe's, and went ahead and drilled some holes, and then I went ahead and bent it almost like a hook, right? So that is what is holding the door up. And I think when I go to paint it, I'm gonna end up putting some little, maybe like some hockey pucks or something like this, in order to get the panel a little bit separated from the rack. I still have to prep the rack as well. That is something I have to do, and what I mean by that is last time I painted a silver bumper with this thing, and I noticed that when I did a paint job after I painted the silver bumper, I was getting metallics from the rack. So what I need to do is either clean off this whole rack or tape it up in order to not get any metallics on this door here. And yeah, so that's what I need to do. You can see I already did kind of like the top part of it. We are missing a little bit here because of the door, but yeah, I got to get this the whole rack kind of situated. And you can see right here, I don't know if you guys catch that or not, but you can see some silver base coat right there. And like I said, it was flaking off on some motorcycle parts that I did not too long ago. So I got to make sure that the rack is ready to go as well, and so that way I don't get any metallics on the base coat. And yeah, I don't want it to show up in the door. But you can see some progress has been made on the door, so just getting ready. So a couple other people had suggested, am I going to paint the inside of the door? I am going to paint part of the door. I'm thinking of probably putting like a tape line right on this edge right here, and then going ahead and prepping the rest of the door on the inside of, I guess, the inside of the door. You could see it's been painted once before. You could still see some primer from the last paint job. And yeah, I don't want that to be visible. I really don't need to paint it, because honestly, I think if I were to kind of sand off most of this and kind of buff it out, I think it would come back out. But at the same time, I'd rather just kind of cover everything that I need to cover and then go ahead and spray it, and that way it just looks much more uniform. There are some rust spots that I found last time as well. And as you guys can see right here, a little bit of bare metal. There is a small hole, but I'm not going to really worry about that too much. It really doesn't interfere with anything. And the seal actually covers this whole part all the way up. So really, I didn't even know it was there until I took off the seal. So yeah, so I have a bare metal spot right here that I need to take care of as well. As long as the camera will focus. There you go. Hello. Bare metal here, and then I got a little small bare metal spot right up here as well that I need to take care of. But yeah, everything's starting to look real good. Just went ahead and finished applying the glazing putty right now. I did end up mixing it a little bit with too much hardener, and it ended up drying on me a little bit. But anyways, so by the time I set up the camera in a different angle, the glazing putty was like you know, starting to dry, and you could kind of feel it. So it didn't come out too nice like I wanted it to, but honestly it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be sanding this thing off anyway. So I'm just gonna wait for that, but in the meantime I'm gonna tape off some areas that I need to get to, and probably start kind of cleaning these areas off and starting to scuff them. Also taping off any like little thin tags, like such as this one, and seeing what I can remove in order to get a nice clean paint job on this door. So that's what I'm gonna start working on while that stuff is drying. And yeah, let's get to it. Alrighty, so I went ahead and removed all those little clips. You can see right there, all those little holes are free. I do need to clean all this that you see right here. All the inner part of the door all needs to be cleaned, because you can see it's got a bunch of grease and it's got like spider webs and stuff like that inside. So I need to clean all that out. and also scuff this side. And I also need to go ahead and fix these little bare metal spots. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now because the glazing putty still hasn't dried yet. So I'm just gonna go ahead and preoccupy myself with other things that I can fix while that is drying. And not sure how cold it is right now, so let me check real quick. Looks like it's in the low 60s. If you guys could see right there. Low 60s, so it is a little bit chilly, so maybe that's why it's taking a little longer with the glazing putty. So I might go ahead and just put the heat lamp on it and get that to dry and continue on with the rest of the prep work that I need to do on this door. Looks like I found a couple spots that needed to be addressed. There was a high spot right here. You could probably see it right there. I had to, I pounded it down a little bit with the hammer. So I'm gonna double check that. And then I also had a high spot right here. As you can see, it's a little bit of metal there. But it also kind of looks, I don't know, almost looks like a low spot too. Not sure yet. I'm gonna have to play around with that a little bit more and make sure that everything gets addressed. This door, this door was pretty jacked up. Sorry about that. This door was pretty jacked up when I got it. It had a huge dent right here, and this whole part was actually pushed in. So what I did was I pulled it out. I pulled out most of the metal out with the stud puller and pulled out as much of that dent, then pounded it pretty much, you know, correct or smooth, I guess you could say. But the only problem is I wasn't able to get a tool behind here in order to hit to straighten out the metal as best as I could. So yeah, so I played with that for a while, and I would say the door looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm starting to think that might be a high spot right here next to a low spot. And maybe that's why it looks like that, because from far away you could see the spot right there. You see that? So yeah, it almost looks like a low spot. Well, I'll probably just go ahead and glaze it right there again. And I think this one is, yeah, this one's ready to go. This one's ready to sand. And yeah, that one looks pretty good too. Went ahead and sanded, and it seems pretty good. So yeah. And after I'm done with all this body work, I'm gonna go ahead and do another wet check just to make sure it's all good, and probably do another dry coat. Sorry, what is it called again? Whatever this thing is called. Guide coat, sorry. Dry guide coat. That's what it's called. This one is from Mirka. I got this on Amazon, I believe. I think it was like, I don't know, 10 bucks, 15 bucks maybe. And it's supposed to help you with finding your low spots and high spots as well. And yeah, I think I found a couple issues that I need to address that the wet check did not really catch. So yeah, I'm gonna address those, and I'll cut you guys back in a bit. Yeah, it kind of just sucks. I don't know how far it actually recorded as far as me doing the bodywork on this door. The reason being is I looked back because I had my camera sitting right there on top of my toolbox. I look back and all I see is it says card full. So I was like, damn it. So yeah, so I don't know how much of the bodywork actually recorded, but I need to continue on taking my time with this door. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Sometimes, yeah, you're gonna find other things, other mistakes that you made along the way. So this is one of those deals. So yeah, I'm gonna have to keep working my magic on this door. All right, so I decided to continue on with cleaning the inside of the door while the other stuff is drying. I went ahead and put some body filler on the areas that I thought it needed. So I went ahead and did that off camera, and we're gonna go ahead and take off these hinges and then go ahead and clean everything that we need to clean. guys, so today is a few days later, and as you guys can see, I got the door ready for primer. Went ahead and blocked off everything that I didn't want primer on. I also went ahead and covered the car because it is going to just be sitting there and while I'm spraying some primer. I'm just going to go ahead and shoot a couple coats of primer, nothing too fancy, and yeah, so stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so I kind of had a little bit of a epic fail with the spraying primer on the door. I'll show you in just a sec, but I think I know why. I just looked at the lid right now, and on the primer itself it says, I don't know if you guys can read that, but it says do not use after 10-20-20. And let me show you why. Alright, so I started using the waterborne base primer by BASF, and it was coming out in chunks, and it was weird because it would lay down good and then it would just all of a sudden spray a bunch of chunks. And I think what was happening is either the primer was like separating or something, or possibly maybe it was hardening already. But yeah, it's got like these really hard, I don't know, little balls almost. I don't know if you guys catch that. Let me see if I could focus on there. Come on, camera. I don't know if you guys could see that, but it's got like these little spots. It almost looks like pimples. I mean, you can see that. There's two of them right there. It's got a couple other ones throughout the panel. I mean, honestly, I guess it's not really an epic fail because all this is correctable. I could just easily sand it out and yeah, and fix it. And this was only one coat of primer. I could only do one coat because I ran out of time. It got a little bit too late for me, and yeah, I don't want to make too much noise for my neighbors, so only one coat. So I'll probably end up continuing on another night, but I wanted to get this video out for you guys, and I wanted to do at least one coat of primer so I could at least double check my bodywork as well. So I sprayed some primer, gonna go ahead and guide coat it, sand it, see if I got any major low spots. I pretty much covered everything that I needed to. I did a wet check before I primered, and everything seemed to be okay. So I did do a little bit of body work here and there, a couple high spots that I saw. I tried the best I can with the body work, so I'm not too worried about the primer, you know, kind of separating or whatever it's doing. I don't really know, but I'm probably gonna have to buy some new primer. This stuff is really good. Just the fact that, you know, it took a shit on me. But H1000 waterborne primer, and you can see it's made by BASF right there. And yeah, it's really good stuff. So I'll probably have to go to the paint store later this week and go get some more, because yeah, the inside the can doesn't look very good. So yeah, I guess not an epic fail, but you know, I don't consider it a win either. So yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, this is all correctable. I could easily just sand this out and be good. And yeah, so honestly, from what I can tell so far, the bodywork looks really well. Looks really well done. So kind of pat myself on the shoulder for that one. Still got a little bit to go. I still have the other door that I got to start getting on, and hopefully I can get it going a couple nights from now, because yeah, I got some family stuff I got to do and all that, so kind of running out of time here. So I really just need a good solid week to really, or at least a couple days where I can really just focus on working on the car, disassembly, body work, because really this car is really beat up, and yeah, it is what it is, right? Anyway guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Stay spraying. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Sorry, you know, it didn't come out too great, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway guys, stay spraying. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye.